Hey, this is Carrie, and I'm showing a journal that I made for Journal Junkies exchange that we're doing a swap for a fabric and lace covered vintage journal. So here on mine, you can see I have some pretty little flat roses down here. And then I have this pretty German scrap, Victorian style scrap, surrounded by some lace. And then also on the cover, I have this pretty little embroidery butterfly. And I have a little piece of lace fabric flower here. I have another little fat flower here. My spine is a 3-hole pamphlet stitch that I added beading to. And then I also have these little dangles right here. And the back of my cover is the same fabric as the front, and on it I have actually did some stamping with permanent ink. I thought that came out really cool. And my closure is just a piece of vintage lace ribbon, just simply tied in a bow. And then this opens up. Okay, so let's get started. So inside cover has trim going around it, has a vintage button. This here is ribbon that I thought was a nice print. And then I have a tag here, which is decoupaged with a napkin, just blank on the back for writing. And then over here on this page, first page, this is an envelope with some little decorations on it. See that? And in it is a little journaling card. And on the little journaling card, so this is vintage music paper that I have attached to a piece of cardstock. Yes. And then I have a little punched out angel in the middle, some little gold trim. This vintage music paper I got from my sister-in-law, Christy, when I was in Texas. Thank you, Christy. It's because it's so beautiful and so aged with so much color. The next, this is actually a sheet of music that I decoupaged a napkin over the top of. And then the other side is simply the music sheet. And then here, this is just a little piece of scrap paper, scrapbook paper, lightly stained on the back, just a little journaling spot. This is beautiful gold vellum that I have. And on the gold vellum, I have punched out a little angel right there. This is a piece of coffee dyed paper. This is actually a card. And in the card, I have a little tag. Actually, when you remove the tag, I have a pretty stamped butterfly right there in the window. And this tag also is a napkin decoupage, blank on the back, little piece of lace and some little gold thread tie. And then this is the back, and I just did this piece of scrapbook paper to make where you put the tag in. This piece of paper is a old vintage order sheet. Next, over here, this is a brown glassine bag, which I stamped a fairy on. And in the bag, I have this tag. And the tag is also a pocket, and so in that pocket is another tag. Pull it out, and there's a little piece of gold vellum with an angel punched out. And then here, see if I can get that where you can see that, I have believe. It just goes back in there. And the believe is at an angle, so it kind of lines up with the cut. There we go, back into the bag. This is a piece of tracing paper, pink vintage. It's got some nice patina around the edges. This is a book page. This is a piece of scrapbook paper. And on the other side of the scrapbook paper, I decoupaged on a piece of that music paper. And over that, I decoupaged. This is when you peel the napkins apart, the second sheet, the one right before the color sheet, I noticed left this like ghost print image that I really liked. So I decoupaged that down over the music paper. I thought it came out really cool. Over here on this side, this is a piece of vellum paper that says "You're invited," and I added a little butterfly to it. Okay, over here is a piece of coffee dyed paper that I've added a tuck spot, little purple doily, and then also in the little doily, I added a punch out of that music paper. I don't know if I can get that where you can see that, but there's another little gold angel punch out there. And then tucked in the tuck spot is this little flip open book that's got some of that sheer pink paper in it for writing on. Just tucks right in there. Okay. Then flip it over, and on the other side of the tuck spot, I have a journaling card. Pretty little birds on the back. It just says noteworthy, and it's got some lines. Tucks right back in there. And then we have the other piece of beautiful crinkly coffee dyed paper. There's another piece of that music paper popping up. This is the other side of the vellum that said "You're invited." This is the piece of scrapbook paper which I stamped a butterfly on. Then over here we have the other side of the book page, and I made a little corner tuck pocket with a piece of doily, and in it are just a couple of little pieces of ephemera. And so it's actually kind of a double tuck. You can tuck right here. And then you can tuck back behind it. Flip it over. And we have another tuck spot. And I have a couple of little tags. One that says "Note to Self," and one that says "Things to Remember." And then this little journaling card. And they all just tuck right in here. And then other side of that tracing paper. Okay, the other side of the glassine bag, I made a little tuck spot here with a little scrap of paper, and then inside it is this cute little thing that you can just use for a little journaling spot. In the bag, I have this, which is a piece of scrapbook paper, which I corner punched and tied a piece of paper to, and it just flips open, and you have a journaling spot. Slips right back into the bag. Here's the other side of that order sheet. This is the other side of the card, and I just added this little hat sticker, and then I added a little flower. Coffee paper, the other side of the vellum, other side of scrapbook paper. Here's the music sheet. On the music sheet, I added this little pocket, which I stamped with a little flowery thing and some little butterflies. And then in here is a tag. I really love this tag that I made on this one. This has all kinds of texture to it and layers. There's doily and lace and a moth or a butterfly, whatever. And then that's another piece of that German scrap paper. And the back is blank. You can just write on it. Okay, and then the other side of the music sheet, which is also decoupage just like the other piece. Here's the other side of the envelope. And in the envelope, I have this little piece of paper, which opens up. And you can flip it over, it's blank, and you can just write on that. It's a little place to do some journaling. Then the back cover has the same pocket made from the ribbon. I don't know whether you can see that along the spine here I had put in this lace and beaded trim on both the front and the back. This little button, and then in the pocket are 2 little journaling cards. Just little cards. They have lines on the front and they're blank on the back. They just tuck in there. And that's it. So I hope you like this. And you could subscribe to my channel, which doesn't have much on it yet, but hopefully will. And I finally have a tripod, thanks to my sister-in-law, Christy. Take care, everybody.